Hi guys, this is Vysh from Vysh IAS and we are going to continue the SHARMA series up to chapter 7. It's uploaded, that is up to the Vedic times. Before that we had done Harappan civilization also. So please watch all those videos and then only watch this because it is all relative and it is comparing with the previous chapters. Okay, so please watch that. History should be always watched in the order of timeline for better understanding. Next important thing I want to tell you is about the test series PDF. Already video has been uploaded. The link I will provide you below this video. You can click on that and see entire details. Every question has been answered because I have been getting queries in the last 1 or 2 weeks. A lot of queries in my Facebook page. That is why compiling all those queries I have made that video. Everything will be answered. Still if you have doubts, still you can contact me or in the comment section also you can post any questions, and please get it soon. 36 sets are there, all high quality content covering all the subjects and topics for UPSC, including science and tech, art and culture, government schemes. There is nothing which I missed. Okay, still if you think I missed something, please tell me. I'll make MCQs for that also. I have referred all the standard books and made those MCQs. Lakshmikant is already a huge hit. The Lakshmikant I offered it I think last week for 800 MCQs. That is 8 sets by scanning the entire Lakshmikant textbook. There is a question from almost every page of that textbook, and please try to get that. Okay, but I prefer or I suggest all the serious aspirants to get the entire PDF. Okay, because you have seen my spectrum, you have given great response. You have seen my Lakshmikant MCQs, you have given great response. So obviously you can trust my other sources also. The other MCQs also are taken from all standard books only. Geography is made from GC Leong and NCRTs, and then environment is made from Shankara IAS. Art and culture is taken, some questions are taken from the current affairs, some from NIOS, some from I think CCRT website. From multiple sources I have taken all relevant sources for UPSC 2018. So please try to get that. Okay, I don't want to tell more here and waste our time because this chapter will take time. So let's start the chapter 8, that is later Vedic age. Okay, so as usual we'll be doing it from the original PDF, RS Sharma PDF. You can download this from Google, just Google for it. Okay, so starting with the Vedas. Okay, they are starting everything with the Vedas. The timeline you should know, 1000 to 600 BC. And Rig Veda we have already seen in the last chapter. It is a collection of Vedic prayers, hymns, rituals and all. And after Rig Veda, when a tune or music was given to that prayers, it had to be collected in some other Veda, and that is the Sama Veda. Okay, Sama Veda is the modified version with the tune, and then that is music related thing is Sama Veda. The next one is the Yajur Veda and Atharva Veda. So Yajur Veda had actually the hymns and rituals. That is the rituals which will be accompanied, like not only the prayers but the actual rituals or sacrifices, whatever they do, that thing is compiled in the Yajur Veda. After that, Atharva Veda is actually about the magic spells or the charms against evils and diseases and all those kind of things are there in the Atharva Veda. You should have a clear understanding, at least this one line description of all the 4 Vedas: Rig Veda, Sama Veda, Yajur Veda and Atharva Veda. Okay, and Rig Veda more details is there in the previous chapter. Please watch that. Now then after the Vedas, then Brahmanas came. Okay, Brahmanas is actually something we'll learn a lot of things. Okay, after Brahmanas there will be I think Upanishads will come later. So we should know what are the difference between all these things. So Brahmanas is actually again composition of series of text, and it will have the ritualistic formula. So it is 100% full of ritual details only. Same like our Yajur Veda, you can tell. So rituals and the composition is there in the Brahmanas. Then people actually settled in the Gangetic basin. You know, the Aryans came from the northwestern side, from Iran, from Europe, then to Iran, then to India in the northwest Pakistan, India region. Then later, now they are reaching the Gangetic basin. That is the story of later Vedic period. Okay, so many sites have been excavated and painted grayware pottery. That is PGW sites have been found there. Okay, and weapons also were there. That is iron weapons were there. Till now we did not see iron. Okay, but now in the later Vedic period, iron weapons have been already also discovered. So if you see western Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan, these are the places where they started finding sites related to this timeline, that is 1000 to 600 BC. In the last chapter I told you Bharatas were the ruling class and they defeated Kurus. Then they joined hands and formed the Kurus, and this Kurus, actually the land which they had occupied is called the Kurukshetra. Okay, Kurukshetra in the Mahabharata serial and all you would have seen. Okay, the time of Krishna and all. So that is the Kurukshetra land near Delhi, Haryana region, you can tell. Then Kurus, and again also the Kurus joined with Panchalas. This also I told you in the last chapter. So Kuru Panchalas joined together, and they this Doab. Okay, Doab means the confluence of 2 rivers. So the place near this Kurukshetra, that is where they ruled, and their capital was at Hastinapura. Hastinapura also in Sri Krishna serial and all you would have seen the Mahabharata Sri Krishna serial. So it is near the district of Meerut in Uttar Pradesh. Okay, now so this is the Kurukshetra Mahabharata war. They are telling the timeline is 950 BC roughly. Okay, the Mahabharata Kaurava Pandava war, which is the most famous war in India, that is actually happening in this time, 950 BC. Okay, and both of them belong to the Kuru clan. Kuru is who? The Bharatas and Kurus merged together. That is the Kuru clan. That is the Kurukshetra region. So excavations from Hastinapura, they have got lot of this settlements and town life kind of thing. Okay, because in the previous Rigvedic time you have seen it's like more of mud settlement, mud house settlement. But here little bit of town planning is also there. And then the Mahabharata, the actual book, was only compiled in the 4th century AD. So you are seeing like the war is happening in 950 BC, but the book is only in 4th century AD. That is why the book is little more exaggerated. It has a lot of palaces, golden palaces, and richness, and that means kingly kind of life you can tell. You have seen the Mahabharata serials and also you will be knowing. So that is why the book is compiled later. That is why too much exaggeration is there. Okay, it is not like they had that much great life or urban society. So that is about the Mahabharata story. Then burnt bricks. They are not aware of the burnt bricks. You should know such statements. Okay, Harappa had the burnt bricks, but these Vedic times did not have the burnt bricks. Again, they are telling the Hastinapura things and all were not too much exaggerated as it is shown in the present day. Okay, Panchala kingdom, I told you, it is another coalition which they had. So some regions are given: modern district of Bareilly, Badaun, Farrukhabad and all. Not very important. In the later Vedic period, again this Doab region, Kosala, Uttar Pradesh, they are going on telling the same thing. Okay, there is no much extra point there. Then copper implants, and then black and red earthen pots. Okay, this was there. After the painted grey ware, now we are seeing black, red earthen pots also. Again ochre, red color, same thing they are repeating here around the Uttar Pradesh region or the northwestern region, India, Gangetic Basin regions. Okay. And iron weapons are there, horse-drawn chariots are there. Okay, so horse-drawn chariots are there in the Vedic time also, but iron weapons is something new. So here again they are telling the same thing: painted grey ware to the iron face. Okay, and the regions near Gandhara in Pakistan, nothing new here. I'll tell you when some new point comes up. So rainfall, they are telling roughly it is like 35 centimeters to 65 centimeters. So rainfall is kind of less near this place. This one map region highlighted is the region of distribution of painted grey ware, that is near the Uttar Pradesh region, Delhi, Haryana region. That is majorly the Gangetic Basin region. These are some objects, artifacts which has been excavated from these regions. Okay, painted grey ware especially. Then here SHARMA or Krishna IAS. This is actually referring to iron. Okay, SHARMA or Krishna IAS. In the last chapter I told you IAS, this AYAS was referring to copper or bronze. That is in the early Vedic time. But here it is SHARMA or Krishna IAS, which means iron. Okay. Then plow was used. Last time also we saw plow was used. And wooden plowshare, they are telling it is, they have been using wooden plowshare, same like the Harappans. And enough bullock carts were there, but one problem was cattle slaughter started. Okay, you know, cattle was the wealth at the Rigvedic time, but now here cattle sacrifices have started and people have started even eating beef. Okay, so the present day people who is seeing cow as their mother, Padmavati as their mother, all these stupid people around, they follow whichever part of the history which they like. Okay, some people see cow as the mother, some people don't care of that. So all these things happen. So our India has a wide variety of history, so it depends on what people want to follow. Okay, but we should not ideally follow, we should accept what is right, what is wrong. That's a different story, we'll talk about that later. Again, then Satapatha Brahmana, it is actually speaking about the plowing rituals. Okay, there were rituals associated with plowing. Even now we have harvesting festivals and all. So in the early or the later Vedic times also we had this, and it's mentioned in this Satapatha Brahmana. Okay, Brahmana, I told you, it consists of rituals. Okay, Brahmanas. Then Balrama, you know, the brother of Krishna, which you have seen in that serial maybe. Balrama is actually always holding that hal or haladhara, he is called. That is the wielder of the plow. So that means even the kings kind of people were also members of this or participants of this rituals. Okay, the plowing rituals and all. That is what they are symbolizing through this Balram character. Then again, Vedic people, Doab. Here one important, very important term, Vrihi. Okay, V-R-I-H-I. Vrihi is actually meaning rice. So it is mentioned in the Vedas. So Vrihi means rice. You should know that. Then next important thing would be again sites they are telling, not very important. Copper metals, iron metals, all these things are recovered. Occupations were there: leather work, pottery, carpenter's work, many different kinds of occupations and flourishing society. That is also there in the Vedic time also. So there is nothing new here. Then paint and grey ware, again bowls, dishes, cutlery. They are telling all these things of utensils and vessels which they used. Okay, jewel workers were there, special craft workers were there. So there is nothing new here. So I am not reading it out. I'll tell you when a point comes up. Structures are poor. Ovens and cereals recovered from the site show that painted grey ware So again, painted clay where they're going on, I don't think it is, maybe for mains question or something, if they ask to elaborate on this, you can read this, but for prelims perspective, I'm not reading it out now. You can pause it and read it if you want. Okay, Nagara is mentioned. Okay, actually the Hastinapura which I told you, which was like not too urban in the actual phase, but in the later time when the book was compiled, it became an urban city, so it is like kind of proto-urban sites. And the Nagara term also mentioned towards the later phase of this Vedic time. That is what they're telling. Okay, primitive towns, proto-urban sites. The same story, they are repeating it in different versions. That's all. And if you remember, in the Vedic time, it was more of pastoral life, and they did not have too much collection of cereals or granary or anything. Here also they did not have that much this thing, but it has improved. Okay, the livelihood, this thing has improved, and more of agriculture has been promoted, but still they managed only for sustenance. It's not like they stored a lot of things in granary like in the Harappan civilization. So it has a little bit improved compared to the Vedic time. Now the political organization, very important, because last time we saw Rajan is the king, but he did not have ultimate power, he did not have standing army, he did not collect taxes. That was all the old story. But now the king is having more power. Okay, the royal power has increased, and also the assembly, Sabha, Samiti and all which we saw, it is actually declining, and the Vidhata, which was one assembly, it completely disappeared in this phase. And one more thing, in the Sabha Samiti, actually women were allowed in the Vedic time, but now women is not allowed. Okay, and it is more dominated by nobles and Brahmanas. This Brahmana is the one who started all the society problems, and now we even have this reservation problem even now. General category and this OBC, SC, ST, everything is because of these old things which started in the early Vedic time. Okay, these people dominated the society and took off all the land, all the wealth, everything, and that is why poor people is now demanding reservations. Now the formation of wider kingdoms made the king more powerful. The tribal authority tended to become territorial. So now it is more territorial. Okay, earlier it was like more cow or more, that is how wealth was measured. More cow means more wealth, but now it is like more territories and more land. And then the term Rashtra. Okay, we saw Nagara in the last page. Nagara was like urban life. Now Rashtra, that is kingdom. These terms are coming up for the first time in this phase only. Okay, later Vedic time is the time when Rashtra is also used for the first time. Now very important, this paragraph, it has 3 sacrifices or 3 rituals. One is the Rajasuya, one is the Ashwamedha, and one is the Vajpaya. Okay, so these 3 I'll tell you. Rajasuya is something like the king and the priest will be doing that rituals. In TV serials you would have seen, they will sit around that fire altar and they will throw something into that fire and then tell some mantras and all, and they will do that for the well-being of the king. So that is the Rajasuya sacrifice. Okay, ritual. For the second one is Ashwamedha. Ashwamedha is like horses will be let loose. Okay, and the horse will run across territory, unoccupied territory. So where and all it will run without any interruption. That is, no one will come and attack the horse or capture the horse. The entire land is considered to be taken by the king who has let loose that horse. So that is called the Ashwamedha. And then there is Vajpaya. Vajpaya is actually chariot race. Okay, so there was a royal chariot and all, and they used to race. The chariot horse race used to happen. So that is the 3 things: Rajasuya, Ashwamedha, and Vajpaya. Okay, it's important. UPSC can pick it up. Now during this period, collection of taxes and tribute seems to have become common. So now tax collection started, and there is an officer also which is called Sangrihitri. Okay, Sangrihitri. It's actually the officer who collected taxes. In the Rigveda, you know, there is no tax collection, there is no officer for taxes or judicial system, but there was a spy system. Okay, there, because theft was there, cows were being stolen. But now system has changed. Now there is a tax officer who is called Sangrihiti. Okay, then duties of the king, he will be assisted by the queen and also the other functionaries like commander, priest and all. There are assistants, or there are other officers also below him. Okay, other positions under the king. So that is about the king and the polity structure. Now the society we will see. Society, again, that 4 classes actually started or actually became stronger: Brahmanas, Rajanyas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, Shudras. The Rajanyas and Kshatriyas are same, okay, the ruling class. Then Brahmanas, the priest who dominated everyone. Vaishyas are the traders or the merchant class, and Shudras are the downtrodden people who are considered slaves and even beaten up by the people. Okay. So sacrifices and all started, or it was increasing. Okay, sacrifice started long back, but sacrifice increased, and these Brahmanas were getting lots and lots of land or cows and wealth. That much wealth they had. So they were dominating. They conducted rituals. Same thing they are repeating here. Rajanyas, warrior, nobles, 2 orders. There is nothing much here. Okay. Then towards the end of the Vedic period, they began to engage in trade. Okay, so that is the time Vaishyas appeared. Okay, Vaishyas is the traders, and they paid tribute to the kings. Vis or Vaisya. Vis, if you remember, Vis and Jana, I told you in the last chapter, it is the tribes or the group of people. Okay, so when they engaged in trades, that Vis changed to Vaisya. Okay, that's how the term derived from Vis only. Then Prince is Rajanya, I told you, Kshatriyas. Then Vedic mantras are there. The fourth Varna that is deprived of the sacred ceremony. This is the term, Upanayana. Okay. Upanayana is nothing but that sacred thread which that Brahmanas and all wear, right? That is the that's ritual is called Upanayana, okay? And it was allowed for all the three classes, that is the Brahmanas, the Kshatriyas and the Vaishyas. But for Shudras alone, it was not allowed. That is what they are telling. Upanayana is not allowed for Shudras. Then there is one important thing called Atreya Brahmana. Okay, Brahmana I told you it's for ritual. So Atreya Brahmana is in relation to the prince. The Brahmana is described as a seeker of livelihood and acceptor of gift, but removable at will. Okay, so it's telling about the again the priests only, that like they can receive gift. Okay, acceptor of gift, but they can be removed also by will by the prince. That is mentioned in the Atreya Brahmana. Then Vaisya paid tribute. They were oppressed. Okay, so it's like just a comparison you can tell. Okay, so these Brahmanas are removable at will. These Vaisyas are oppressed at will. It's mentioned here. And next page you will see the Shudras are beaten up by will. So it's like just a comparison. If any match the following come, you should know: removable by will, oppressed at will, and beaten at will. So that is the three classes compared to the Kshatriyas they are telling. Now, generally, later Vedic period draw a line of demarcation between the three higher orders on one hand and the Shudras on the other. So, Shudras were always considered separate. Another term is Rathakara. Rathakara is, you know, it's the chariot maker. Okay, Rathakara is the person who makes the chariot. So, the chariots were a symbol of royal status, you can tell at that time. Now, the male dominance again increased, okay, in the society. Because last time we saw female had a little bit of importance. They participated with their husbands in the rituals and sacrifices and all, and even in assemblies. But now the males are being worshipped also. The male ancestors are worshipped. Woman is given a lower position, and then some queens. Okay, some queens participate in the coronation rituals, but the normal society, female people, they did not have any rights. Okay, they were being considered as inferior. Now, another very important thing, that is Gotra. That is, they had this clan kind of concept within themselves, and they practiced Gotra exogamy. You should know what is Gotra exogamy. That is, exo means outside. So, in the same Gotra, they should not marry. They should marry only people from other Gotras. That is, someone belonging to the same Gotra or the same ancestors should not marry with each other. That is their practice, Gotra exogamy. All these kind of rituals are foolish rituals, you can tell. It started in this time only. In the Rigvedic time, if you remember, that was polyandry. That is opposite of polygamy. That is Rigvedic time, and now it is Gotra exogamy. So this comparison is very, very important. UPSC asks in prelims and mains both. Okay. Then ashramas, there's a different concept. 4 ashramas are there, where brahmachari is there. Then grihastha, vanaprastha, and sannyasa. That is, you are first like a individual or student who is not married. Then after that, grihastha, you will be married and you will be a householder. Then vanaprastha will be there, where you will leave everything and then go take a retirement from life and then go out of the house. That is vanaprastha. Then sannyasa is again totally retirement from the world. Okay, that is the 4 stages of life. This also came in this particular phase, later Vedic phase. Now the gods, rituals and all, last time if you remember, there was Agni, Mitra, Indra, there was a lot of gods, but now those gods lost their relevance, and other 2 to 4 important gods are there. I will tell you those names. Here Prajapati is the new god, which is the creator. Maybe the later, like Brahma, you can relate to. Brahma is like the creator of the world. So that is Prajapati became important. After that, Rudra was a minor god in the Rigvedic time, but now it is the important god, and it is the god of animals. Okay, so Prajapati is the creator, Rudra is the god of animals, and then Vishnu is the protector and preserver of the people. So 3 important gods in the later Vedic phase. Then again, society classes, we have already seen all the 4 classes and the 4 ashramas and all. Then people worship gods for the same material reason. That is the same reason. They wanted the well-being of people. They want the health, wealth, food, and all those kind of things. That is why they prayed. And similar kind of thing. Okay, but more of rituals came in. That is the main difference between later Vedic period and the earlier Rigvedic period. Because more and more rituals, and because Brahmanas were dominating and they were controlling the whole society. They will tell, okay, do that, this thing, do that, this thing, because they wanted the wealth and donations and gifts. So they'll keep on forcing people to do rituals. Later, next chapter, we'll see Buddhism, Jainism. Actually, Buddhism and Jainism came because of this thing only. Brahmanas were over-dominating society, and Siddhartha, Buddha, or this Mahavira, Jain, these people could not tolerate all these things. So they wanted to start something new. That is how Buddhism and Jainism will come. We'll see that in the next chapter. Okay, Agni had a little bit of importance, but not too much as compared to other the early Rigvedic time. Sacrifice of animals started. Okay, I told you already. And here one important term, Gogna. Gogna means the one who was fed on cattle, that is beef eating. The guest who came to home, who will be fed on cattle, is called Gogna. Okay, so you should know that term. Then Dakshinas is again the gift or the donation which they get. Yajmana or Yajna is two terms actually. This is actually the person who is doing the sacrifice is called Yajmana, and the actual thing is called Yajna. Okay, just basic terms that you will be already knowing. Brahmanas again ritual story they are telling. If you see here a count, 240,000 cows were given as Dakshina. So you can imagine how much rich these people were. You can see that in movies also, in Bajirao Mastani movie and all the movies and all. It's actually later. Bajirao Mastani is medieval times, but I'm just telling the Brahmanas' dominance were continuing for a very long time. They will come and do very stupid rituals, you can tell, and they will demand the gifts also for that. And it's considered very auspicious also, giving food for the Brahmanas and all. The society was molded into very bad shape, you can tell, when it came to this timeline. And it is still continued also. So that is the thing. Then sacrificial gift, gold, cloth. So there is almost everything they started receiving as gift. In the earlier time, you remember, it is only cattle and women slaves. But now almost everything is collected as Dakshina. Again, Satapatha Brahmana is told. This chapter you saw two Brahmanas, okay, Satapatha Brahmanas and Aitareya Brahmana. Try to recollect what it is. So it is Ashwamedha they are telling. Ashwamedha is like that horse was let loose. So in that Satapatha Brahmana they are telling the entire land, that is north, south, east, west, where the horse runs, everything is for the this thing Brahmanas. So then they are telling like then what is left for the king. So that much. So this kind of exaggeration. This Satapatha Brahmana is telling priest wanted everything. They wanted to grab as much land as they wanted. That's mentioned in the Satapatha Brahmanas. Then okay, nothing much here. Upanishads, Atma. Okay, Upanishads is the next thing which comes after the Brahmanas. Upanishads will come, and it is mentioned like these philosophical texts criticize the rituals and laid stress on the value of right belief and knowledge. So something good is finally coming. Okay, Brahmanas were all rituals. Now it is criticizing the rituals. The Upanishads is criticizing the rituals. So right knowledge, right belief, right faith, that kind of things. And they emphasize that the knowledge of the self or Atma should be acquired, and relation of Atma with the Brahma should be properly understood. So again, life should be properly understood and not believe in unwanted rituals. Panchala is again that clan. There's nothing new here. Later Vedic period saw certain important changes. We find the beginnings of territorial kingdoms. Wars were fought not only for the possession of cattle but also for that of territory. I already told you this. The famous Mahabharata battle fought between the Kauravas and the Pandavas is attributed to this period. The predominantly pastoral society of early Vedic time became agriculture. So this is a total comparison, okay, between the two phases, early Vedic and later Vedic. The tribal pastorals came to be transformed into peasants who could maintain their chiefs with frequent tributes. So now they had enough to give tributes to the chiefs. Now chief grew at the expense of the tribal peasantry and handsomely rewarded the priest who supported the patrons against the common people called the Vaisyas. The Shudras were still a small serving order. The tribal society broke up into Varna divided society. We saw already Varnas and Ashramas. But Varna restrictions could not be carried too far. In spite of the support of the Brahmanas, the Rajanyas or the Kshatriyas could not establish a state system. Okay, so there was no proper state system or proper kingdom setup. That later we'll see when the Mahajanapadas will come. A state cannot be set up without a regular system of taxes and a professional army, which again depends on taxes. But the existing mode of agriculture did not leave scope for taxes and tributes in the sufficient measure. So they also did not have a proper professional standing army, and even though tax system had started, they did not have a continuous or regular system of taxes. So that is all about the later Vedic period. These questions I want you to pause and read it, because only then you will know whether you understood whatever I explained. But I will show you MCQs which you have to practice immediately. Okay, same things are there in our test series also, so please try to buy them. The first question: according to later Vedic period, which all are true? Women cannot attend sabhas. Vrihi means wheat. Krishna IAS or SHARMA means iron. The term Rashtra was used for the first time in this age. Now, because you just listen to my lecture, it will be a very easy question, but in prelims exam hall it will be very tough. So please buy entire set and practice it. Okay, this is what I picked up from our PDF only. So we see the second question: which of the following rituals are not matched correctly? Which is the not matched? Okay, so Rajasuya, king decides new territories based on the land which the royal horse runs freely. Ashwamedha, horses were sacrificed for long life of the king. Vajpaya, chariot races. So which is not correct. Okay, please read the question properly and try to answer this in comment section. Now please see the last question for today. Which of the following are true regarding Vedic period? Okay, so it's a comparison of both the things. There was no tax collection officer in the early Vedic period. Sangrihiti was responsible for the tax collection in the later Vedic period. Then there was no fixed standing army for the king in both the early as well as later Vedic period. In the last statement, the later Vedic period, no marriage could happen between the people from the same Gotra. I have taught you all these things, so you should be able to answer, but it's not enough that you answer now. You should be able to answer it after 3 months when you take the prelims also. Okay, so this is my Paytm number is given. If you want to donate anything, you can donate, but I know 90% of you won't do that. So please buy the MCQs. The link is given below this video. Please enjoy your learning. I'll come with the next video soon. Till then, thank you. Enjoy. Have a nice day.